in the hot.
Yeah, but if you're an actual cowboy, you would never go on the campaign with a cowboy hat. Only pretend cowboys wear cowboy hats on the campaign, like Vivek Ramaswamy. He'll wear a cowboy hat on the campaign because he's pretend. Have you seen the photo of him giving an interview to like Newsweek and he doesn't have shoes on? Have you seen that?
That's your issue? He
doesn't have shoes on. Put some fucking shoes on.
I don't care if my politician eats their rice with their bare hands. And
he's barefoot with his legs crossed below him being like, now allow me to tell you what it is to be American.
He doesn't sound like that at all.
That is exactly what it sounds like.
He's born in America.
No. Maybe it sounds like this to me. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that guy.
Dude, it was so fun to watch him get roasted.
Deleted from the political realm forever. I hope this loss just sends him back to whatever else he does.
What did he something else?
Roasted for pretending to be a Christian?
Well, not really. Like he was at that event at a Christian college or something, and they were like giving him hell. Like not from a mean place, but from a theological standpoint. Like they're like, how do you rectify this? You know, in the eyes of God. And he was like, whoa, I did not like this question. Please stop questioning my wife.
He kept like making references to God that would allow you to infer that he was Christian. And they kind of roasted him for it. They're like, you say God, but you mean gods? Because you got this, and that. And, aren't you, is he Hindu or Buddhist?
Hindu, yeah.
He's Hindu. And he just kind of, like I said, he said a dozen things that would make you infer that he was Christian and the same as the people he was talking to, which was a little dishonest.
How can you you're conservative? How can you conserve anything? You came here to take. You're the opposite of a conservative. You're a taker.
Did they say that?
Yeah.
That is not.
He was born here. That's just racism.
Actually, we've talked about his history a bit, but I'll, as a reminder,
do I have it wrong?
His history is scamming people via a large medical company with Alzheimer's drugs.
But Kyle said you came here to take, as if he wasn't born here. That's the part I was pushing back on.
Oh, well then, he is taking, and he clearly doesn't seem to give a fuck.
He was born here to take.
I don't care if he's born here or not. If he's not representing America's best interest, then he can get lost by me. But like, he was one of those guys who he bought a failed every drug test Alzheimer's company. He had his mom run a study on it and say, actually, it works. And then he basically pump and dumped a giant Alzheimer's stock, taking advantage of people's like hope for a way to get rid of a horrible disease. And that's how he has his money. Is an Indian guy scammed to make his money. That's what he did. Do you know that the EU had to make a new category when they have like those maps? You know those maps the EU makes where it's like, these are the countries you need to be wary of. If you're going to go to Iraq on vacation, take these precautions. If you're going to go to South Africa, take these precautions. They had another one of those maps that was showing the like per capita rate of fraud, like international fraud coming from different countries. They had to make a new category for India because that's like literally a huge part of their GDP is ripping off Americans. So this relationship we have with India needs to be solved because they're ripping off our boomers in a way that's insane. It's fucked up.
Own fault. Like
it's our own fault for not shutting that shit down. They're a weaker country than us. Get under the thumb.
Our boomers not figuring out those scams is kind of on them. If I'm being honest, like I don't get how people can fall for that stuff. I like some of it's so wacky and ridiculous. And I don't know people in my family, but I've known of people who got taken for a ride with that nonsense. My dad it was like a friend of a friend, and they were making fun of him because this guy believed he had a girlfriend online who was an army sergeant stationed in like Kuwait or something like that. And she needed money to come see him. And it was this whole thing. He's like, yeah, check out my girl. Like he was like showing people these pictures of this fake lady that's his girlfriend. And this is like an old, ugly man. He's like, look at my 34-year-old like girlfriend in the army. And like he's just bought in and she's just milking it.
This makes me sad. These poor people.
You say like it's on them for falling for it, but
it's really not.
I still hold the scammers responsible. And this is what informs my experience. We watched my mother-in-law in her final years. She had cancer, and we took her to the hospital all the time and stuff, and set her up here where she needed extra care. And when we first started having her in, she was as mentally good as she was 30, 40 years ago. But at some point that fell down, and people would send her bills and she would think she had to pay it. But these were not for anything she ever bought or services she ever received. And we're like, this is junk mail meant to look like you owe them. You just throw this one away. And she couldn't identify like what was junk mail. She'd get even just like requests for charity, and she thought she owed them. Like, oh shit, I better write a check. No. That is just someone trying to take your money, trying to part you with your money in your like final months. And I don't hold her responsible for falling for it.
She's sick.
I don't hold any of the boomers responsible for falling.
I don't hold any old people with dementia responsible for their actions. I certainly don't mean that. But if you're 65, 75, and like you're literally
she was 35, but carry on.
And you went through again. Not the people with dementia. She's got a cheat code over there. Like, of course, she's not going to know her mail right anymore. But like, you send my dad a bill. He was like, "Kiss my ass. I don't know who you are." Like, he's
good for now.
For someday, he's going to need your protection.
And again, if he develops dementia, that's a different story. But he's not going to. That's a different thing.
I'm already halfway there. I'm like, Taylor, is this AI or not? So I can relate to people who fall for shit.
Yeah, like that's why you can't really blame the boomer.
I do.
They grew up in a world where this was not something that had to be anticipated as a threat, and so they have no defenses for it. Like, there was no one calling Americans in 1985 being like, "There is a problem with your Amazon account." Like, there was no one like that, and so they don't have the requisite defense mechanisms. We got to stand up for the boomers. We got to help them in the way that they.
Even my wife will be like, "Yeah, I got a text about this." And I'm like, "That one, no." But, when the URL is like garbage.com/Amazon, that's not a real one.
Yeah. I'll see that. I'll get those texts where it's like, "This is Chase Bank and you have lost all your money." And it's like, well, I don't use Chase. So I don't think this
I had one demanding delinquent taxes that came in mail form for years. And my dad was only like half believing me that I didn't know all this money. Like every night he'd be like, they're never going to stop. You got to pay these people. I'm like, Dad, if I owed them $26,000, I'd give them $26,000. I don't own property in that county. I own property in this county. It's this. How could I possibly owe taxes when I don't own property in that county? I'm like, all right, I believe you. And then like another one would come like the next year and he'd be like, Kyle, they're still coming. These people mean business. It's like, let it keep, because they keep their interest is accruing and penalties are stacking on their fake tax bill to me, and it's got like the state of Georgia and everything on top, but down at the bottom of the fine print, it ain't a government number. And you Google that number, and you get all just links of all the people talking about how this is a scam. Mm-hmm. They're going to ask you, they're going to tell you got delinquent taxes, and like if they had picked the right county, I might have been like, huh. I really, at first when I got it, I was like, huh. I mean, maybe somebody put something in my name. I mean, I still would want to protect it. Like, well, I got to look into this. Like at first, but then it's like, no, this is bullshit. This is total bullshit. And I was never close to stroking them a fucking check. Like, we're gonna have to talk about this. Like,
I think I talked about it on the show. Someone came after me not too long ago for like, basically they said I received services and I didn't deliver on my half. And I was like, what is this? I thought it might be PKA related because I don't make the deals for PKA. And I could be confused. And then I found out the payment was in the form of 4 new tires. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I don't receive payment in rubber. Like, what are you talking about? And they're like, well, we have your soch. I'm like, Google my fucking name. You'll find my soch. I am so done. And they're like, well, we have your email too. And it wasn't. And I'm like, that's not my email. You don't know shit. Like, give me your supervisor. I went 2 supervisors up and they're like, well, all right, just consider this closed unless you hear from us again. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to hear from you again.
This is the supervisor, Adamson.
I'll tell you what, Mr. Woodworth, we'll let you keep the tires for now. Does he think you won? Like that would upset me. I have to call him back.
Yeah,
you know I think someone tires.
I think it was identity theft. I think someone used my identity to make some sort of business deal that receives payment in the form of fucking tires.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
So, I mean, tires ain't cheap.
No, but
we could be swayed by 3 sets of tires around here, I suppose. You know?
I can see it. All right.
I need high speed tires in that thing. They're not cheap. We're not putting Coopers on there. All right, like this stuff. Tires get out of hand. Yeah, I put Coopers on there. Fuck it. What am I, Mario Andretti or something like that?